Welcome back to the London Cup, one of Britain's most prestigious annual karting championships. We've had some terrific racing so far, not least from the juniors. And our next category is IAME Cadet for 8 to 13-year-olds. We got two of the drivers to talk us through the equipment.
Hello, my name's Brady and I'm with 3DR and I'll show you around the car. This is the steering rod. It connects to the frame, the chassis, joins on there into the steering wheel, and these are called the track rods. The track rods are joined to the steering hub and they're joined to the tyres which make the front move like that. And this is the seat which you are able to move, adjust, so you are comfortable in the seat. The back bumper, metal bumper, so like if you get hit from behind, you won't feel it very much. This bumper, front nose cone, side pods protection. This is the brake disc. You've got the brake pads inside, and it as it closes, it slows the cart down because it's a joint to the axle, and the back's a joint to the axle, and the engine's joint to the axle.
My name is Rushan Chigarimbo. I am in Team Evolution and I drive an IAME 2-stroke 60cc. All we've got is just a timer which records our lap times, and you can see what lap times we're doing throughout the whole session. And we look at it to see if you've done a fast or slow lap time. And we look at our revs and RPM. It's important because so we know if we're going fast or slow. If you're going faster, that lap or slower the next lap.
Ben Kasperzak is busy racing in two classes this weekend, Honda Cadet and now the IAME category.
I've just started IAME. I've only done a few test days and IAME is that bit faster at the minute because they've restricted the Hondas a tiny bit.
Do you find it challenging doing two classes or better?
It's a bit more challenging because it's just you have to jump out the next one and then do another, jump in the next one, and then you have to speak about the kart again, mechanics and stuff, so it's a bit harder and stuff, but fun.
Not everyone in karting carries a race number. Ethan Rees explains why he's driving with the C plate this weekend.
My name's Ethan Rees. I'm C plate, and C plate's from Llandow Kart Club in Wales. It stands for Cymraeg, and we've just started succeeding very well, and we've won lots of trophies this year. I'm really enjoying the London Cup. It's just a really nice circuit overall, and not many people are bad drivers here, so it's just amazing.
The combined results of the two heats have given us the grid for the final, and it sees Ben Woolridge on pole position, Albert Carter alongside Dominic Bush and Harry Platten on row 2, Ben Kasperzak and Ethan Rees are on row 3, Reggie Dewey and Caden McQueen round out the top 8. This is it, the London Cup for the IAME Cadet category. Number 57, Ben Woolridge gets a decent start from pole position. Albert Carter trying to tuck in behind him. And we're on board with Caden McQueen in that lead group. 47 in the green colours. You saw Harry Platten running out wide there. He's to the left of the picture, but fights back on the way down into the first hairpin. Number 41, Rushan Chigarimbo in the mix as well. There the carts go then into turn number 2. Back on board with Caden McQueen. Chigarimbo runs out wide. 47, Harry Platten gains a position there. And at the head of the field, it's the pole sitter with his nose in front. Dominic Bush, though, looks like has come through into second position. So that was a lively start into the first corner. We're going to get a replay now on board with Caden McQueen, number 42. There, the C plate, the Welsh champion Ethan Rees ahead around the outside line. Harry Platten was hung out to dry around the outside and did very well to get back in the mix in the 47 kart. As we rejoin then, there's been changes further back because number 25, who was running in second place, has dropped back to about 5th position now, Dominic Bush. There's Caden McQueen, number 42, who's been carrying the onboard, and he's onto the tail of Reggie Dewey, number 61. These two just outside the top 6. He couldn't be any closer on the way down into the hairpin. They cut across the inside line there. Reggie Dewey's been pretty defensive here. He's not weaving, but he's just sitting on the racing line and hugging the inside curbs to make sure he doesn't leave the door open for Caden McQueen to get past him. So on the way into the left-hander at Pylon they go. There is Caden, number 42, at the back of Reggie Dewey, who leads 2 club championships this year. The Hunts Club Championship and the Wilton Mill Club Championship, both of them he is doing very well in and looking to get himself on a podium position here. But he's got work to do. There he is, number 61. His next target is number 25, which is the kart that dropped back after a very good start. Dominic Bush, who finished third in last year's London Cup Championship. Still tied together, these two. 42, but Caden McQueen cannot find a way through at the moment. A bit further back, 66 has got company. That's Samuel Shaw, and it was 87, Deegan Fairclough, who was right on his case through Stadium Bend. Deegan, one of the drivers, has just come off novice plates and in his first full season of racing. The C plate dropping back there, Ethan Rees, the Welsh champion, just losing touch with the lead group. At the head of the field, number 57, still looking very comfortable here. Ben Wooldridge edging away now from the rest of the pack. Second place is Ben Kasperzak, who led the Honda Cadet race earlier on until his kart failed and he retired from that one, being on pole position. Still, we've got this battle between number 61, Reggie Dewey, and Caden McQueen. And still a bit further back, there's these two absolutely tied together. Behind them, number 26, Charlie Tipaldo Cole, number 26. Now, these two are catching up the group ahead, despite the fact that they've been pushing each other hard in the green colour scheme. That's Thomas Pegram there, number 31, who races in the Super 1 British Championship. They're starting to reel him in, so working together to catch the pack. In fact, there's a queue now, isn't there, for these podium positions. The race leader's got away, but everybody else tied together in the battle for second place. Number 35 is Ben Kasperzak. In third place is number 12 in the top 15 of last year's British Championship, Albert Carter. A change just ahead. That's Reggie Dewey getting ahead of the 31 card of Thomas Pegram. So Pegram dropping back one position on the way through Stadium Bend. Also running well in the mix is Leonard Paniatu there, number 44. Got a glimpse of him. He's made his way up into fourth position now. In fifth place is number 25, Dominic Bush still. Look at the gap that the race leader has over this next group of karts. In the distance, Alfie Woodrow, number 20, is leading the midfield pack. There he is, just behind him. Ethan Rees, who's dropped back in this race after some good performances in the heats. So second, third, fourth, strung together as they make their way onto the start-finish straight to begin a new lap. Bumper to bumper it is on the run into Stadium Corner. Pulling away as well they are from Dominic Bush in that number 25 kart. So are we going to see any changes down at the hairpin? They're close together, but maybe not quite close enough. So Caden McQueen now fancies his chances of a run into the hairpin. He's got through. That was a tidy move under braking to get himself ahead now of Thomas Pegram. He broke his thumb earlier this year when he was racing at the Buckmore Karts circuit. Continuing on his merry way, untroubled, is our race leader, Ben Wooldridge. He's just got a little bit more speed than the group behind him at this current stage. And as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, can't see him coming under any real pressure in this race, particularly as our second place man is more worried about what's going on behind him than maybe in trying to close the gap to the leader. Still on his case here is number 12, Albert Carter. And then a bit further down the order, there's this another group of karts here. Number 21 is Lorenzo Cordal at the head of this next group of, 4 or 5 karts running in the midfield. So some good scraps developing all the way through the order. Not many drivers running out there on their own. And again, very, very similar lap times. 1 or 2 tenths of a second of difference between everybody really up there in the top 10. So it's a very competitive field, this, in IAME Cadet. A much stronger field, a much bigger grid than there was in last year's London Cup Championship. There is Thomas Pegram there, number 31, who's fallen to the back of this train. Second, third, fourth together. Dominic Bush, I think, is starting to catch them up in 5th place, being pushed along by Reggie Dewey in the 61 machine, the all-blue colour scheme. Caden McQueen still in this lead group. And there is Reggie Dewey ahead, and Reggie's making a move for it, going through on Dominic Bush at the popular overtaking spot, the first hairpin. 2 main spots around this track for getting through. They're into this hairpin and at the first corner at Stadium. There is number 41, Rashan Chigarimbu, leads the Buckmore Kart Championship. Buckmore Park in Kent, one of the popular kart circuits. There are many of them all the way around the country. Rye House, one of the longest established, a big history here. Lots of famous names have come through the ranks at this circuit. Maybe some of these youngsters one day will see them as professional racing drivers, whether that be in Formula 1 or in sports cars or somewhere else. Certainly they're going to have lots of talent here. Look at this, terrific racing. They're certainly earning their colours out there today. That was a tidy move up the inside from Deegan Fairclough. He's won all but one of his novice races, and as I say, he's now moved up to have a main race licence and learning his craft. Certainly get lots of track action during the course of a race weekend. Here they've had practice session, they've had time qualifying, they've had 2 heats, now they're having the final. By the time some of these drivers get to 18, 19 years of age, they'll have already amassed something like 10 or 11 years of race experience by the time they're ready to go out car racing. Caden McQueen then with Dominic Bush, and his turn now maybe to get past. It's going to be the same spot where Reggie Dewey got through a couple of laps ago, and through he goes. Dominic Bush running way out wide there in the number 25 kart. So from a good qualifying position, it's going a little bit awry for him. From pole position though, number 57 Ben Wooldridge, things couldn't be going any better for him. He kept this gap, most of the gap that he's had really developed on the first lap or two of the race, and nobody has caught him. He hasn't really pulled away from them. He's just kept the gap constant. Ben Kasperzak though, he's having one last effort here to close the gap into third place now. We've got number 44 Leonard Paniatu, so he's got ahead of number 12 Albert Carter. And then Reggie Dewey trying to get in the mix as well, number 61, one of the quicker drivers in the middle of this race. Second, third, fourth and fifth you're looking at. Caden McQueen is a bit behind them in sixth place. And then in seventh position, I think it looked like the number 31 Carter, Thomas Pegram, as he comes out of the second hairpin. So can there be one last effort here from that second group of karts to do anything at all about our race leader? Rest of the field filter through. I wonder if there might be a problem with Ethan Reese's kart, because he was much quicker than this in the heats and he's dropped back. So I think maybe some performance problem for the Welshman. But onto the final lap of the race now goes our leader. Here he comes through Stadium Bend. Hasn't made any mistakes, hasn't put a wheel wrong here. It's been a perfect performance, pitch perfect in the London Cup final, which is what you need to be, because you make one mistake in this level of racing and you will find yourself punished. But it's been 10 out of 10 so far for this driver. And he looks like he's on a pair of rails. Back into the kart, not stepping out. Nice smooth style. Flicks it on the way into Pylon Bend. Bit of body movement as he makes his way for the final time into the S's here. And he's just got one more corner to go. Through the right-hander at Paddock. Runs out a little bit wide, but he takes the checkered flag. It's a dominant performance, a convincing win. He takes first place, second position in the race. He's going to go the way of Ben Kasperzak. Third place to Leonard Paniatu. Albert Carter just off the podium in fourth. Reggie Dewey fifth. Caden McQueen, Thomas Pegram and Dominic Bush rounding out the top 8.
I'm feeling absolutely over the moon. Really good race. At the start, I started pole. We come around the first corner and I was winning, and somehow, I don't know, I just managed to pull a gap for the whole race and come up on top.
So the silverware is heading the way of Ben Wooldridge, our race winner in IAME Cadet. Ben Kasperzak takes second, and with the fastest lap of the race, Leonard Paniatu completes the podium.
Time for us to take another short break now, but make sure you join us in just a few minutes' time while coverage of the 2014 London Cup continues.